Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. So today's video, as you can see by the title, is a period talk and also a product review. Before we get into the Q&A and me answering the questions that you guys asked me over on Instagram, I'm going to insert the video of me opening up the product that I'm going to be reviewing in today's video. Pretty much before I roll that clip, a few weeks ago I got contacted by a brand called Lilova, which is an environmentally friendly period brand. Obviously the two most common sanitary products that most people use are pads and tampons, or sometimes menstrual cups. A large majority of the population use pads and tampons, which are actually really bad for our environment, and if you're like me, you're not really up for the idea of using a menstrual cup. So I was actually super excited when this brand got in touch with me because their whole brand is dedicated to environmentally friendly periods. They're actually period underwear that you can wear on your period that keep you protected and fresh. You can wear them on their own or you can wear them with tampons or pads if you're super heavy, but it cuts down your use of disposable sanitary products, which is obviously really good. Anyway, this brand very kindly offered to send me over some underwear if I was happy to review them and speak about them on my channel. There shouldn't be so much shame and stigma around talking about periods, so I was so up for speaking about this on my channel and also sharing with you a more environmentally friendly period product. Roll the clip. So this morning I received this package in the post. Pretty clear who it's from. Also really happy to see the packet they shipped it in is 100% recycled, and I'm very excited to get into this. So we've got the underwear. Okay. The packet smells really nice, I don't know why. So it comes with this little note that says, "Follow us and share the love, #MyLilova. Thank you for choosing our period-proof underwear. By making your cycle eco-friendly, you participate in a greener planet. Each of our underwear is made with our unique leak-resistant technology to hold up to 2 tampons worth. It is made of 4 layers to make you 1 feel dry, 2 feel fresh, 3 feel secure, and 4 feel free. Wear your Lilova alone if you have a regular or light flow, or as a backup if you have a heavy flow. Lilova is also great for occasional spotting, postpartum bleeding, regular discharge, incontinence, or sweat. We recommend trying your Lilova at home first on your heaviest day so you know how it works for your flow. #bleed in peace." And then it also has a little guide on how to care for the underwear. So it says to rinse them immediately after use in cool water until it runs clean. Don't soak them. Machine wash now or later separately or with your laundry on cold cycle without using fabric softener or harsh detergents, and then hang dry. Super simple. I think this note, yep, it's just to say what I got. So the underwear I chose, which they very kindly sent me, are the Stella High Waist in black, in size small. So I'm going to cut these open. Fingers crossed these fit okay. I did try and look at their measurements and work out what would be best for me. So this is what the underwear look like. The little label on the inside actually says about all the different layers and what materials they are. They feel nice and comfortable. They also still look really nice. Most of the underwear I wear on my period is just like comfortable ones, so these are quite pretty compared to those. I'm also just going to grab my laptop to pull up the email that they sent me that's got lots of details for me to read out to you guys on. So here are some things that they shared with me on an email that might be helpful to share with you guys. So they offer 6 different styles of underwear on their website: a thong, 2 bikinis, 1 hipster, 1 hip hugger, and a high waist, which is what I got. How does it work? The underwear is composed of 4 different layers that goes all the way to the back for an ultimate protection day and night. The first layer is a moisture wicking cotton inner layer for softness and breathability. The second layer is an antimicrobial lining to fight bacteria and odours. The third layer is a super absorbent fabric to hold up to 2 tampons worth. The fourth layer is a leak resistant nylon outer layer to keep it all in. Again, repeating what was on the leaflet, they recommend using it at home first on the heaviest days so you can see how it works with your period. Depending on how heavy your flow is, you can wear it on its own or you can wear it with other stuff. #MyLilova is a lifesaver for teenagers as well as postpartum mums. Lilova underwear help to make the world greener. In the US only, over 20 billion used menstrual products end up in our landfills every year. A regular tampon or pad takes 500 to 800 years to decompose. I did not know that. Of course, obviously using something reusable like Lilova underwear, you are saving on money as well. A woman spends nearly $270 on period products every year, the same amount as 10 pairs of Lilova. A little background about the brand. Lilova has been created in 2018 with the goal to empower women and teens around the world and make them feel confident even while on their period, with a reusable period-proof underwear to feel good in their body, fresh throughout the day, and safe of leaks and odours. The company was founded by a woman and run by women. That is pretty much all the information I felt was necessary to share and to give you a background about this amazing brand. So the biggest thank you to them for sending over these underwear for me to try out. Obviously I'll be testing them out in this video to give you my review on them, and I'll be linking them down below if you want to go to their website and check them out. Anyway, Anyway, I'll let you get back into the video. Review of the underwear will come later on in this video because I'm not on my period yet, so I'll have to film this in a week or so when I do have my period. I'm not being paid or asked to say anything. The review will be fully 100% honest, so if you're interested in that, stick around to the end of the video. So I asked you guys over on Instagram if you could drop a few questions for me to speak about on my channel and answer. Question number 1. Do you like doing sport with a period? I usually feel quite uncomfortable doing sport with a period, mostly because I do work out regularly, but I usually work out in the morning when I've just woken up. It's the first thing I do before I shower, have breakfast, anything. For me, I find after I stand up after sleeping, my flow tends to get a bit heavier, so working out isn't much fun with a period. It can feel quite gross, but I find if I have a tampon in, I can work out fine. So sometimes I will just put a tampon in when I wake up and work out with that. I do actually like getting a bit of exercise when I'm on my period. I find it tends to help with cramps and just make me feel a little bit more motivated. When did you get your first period? I got my first period in 2018, but I didn't get regular for a long time. It's actually only been the last few months I've actually been on like a regular cycle, but my first period was in 2018. How did you feel when you first put a tampon in? This was actually quite a recent thing, so it's very fresh in my memory. I felt extremely uncomfortable at first trying them. It was something that I did want to try. There was no pressure on me to try them. There's no right or wrong way of dealing with a period. If you're not comfortable with tampons, then use pads or a menstrual cup or Lilova underwear. There are alternatives, you don't need to use tampons, but I wanted to try because I'd only ever used pads and I wanted to see if they worked for me better. Some months my flow can be pretty heavy, so I wanted a bit more of a comfortable option, and tampons seemed like a good one to try out. But the first time I did it was a little bit kind of weird and uncomfortable. It's something you get used to over time. What foods are the best to eat whilst on your period? More healthy types of food. So something that I really used to like crave on my period, it hasn't been so much recently, but I used to really crave cucumber for some reason, which I think is down to the fact you're losing fluid. To be honest, don't be too strict with yourself on your period and like eat what you want to eat. Most people do crave like sugary foods. Just eat whatever you're craving because like your body craves it for a reason. I still haven't got my period yet. What should I expect and how do I know when it's coming? So different people get different things when their cycle is coming up. Some people get like a little bit of a breakout on their face. Some people get really emotional. Some people get really angry. You might get stomach pain either at the bottom of your stomach or at the sides, which is like ovarian pain. Your boobs might get sore. There's a lot of different signs that your period could be on the way. What should I expect? Okay, I'm gonna say something that I wish I would have known before I started my period for the first time. When you first start, it's quite normal not for it to be bright red, which is what everyone kind of expects. Younger me literally expected it to be this color the first time I had it. So it actually really confused me the first time when it wasn't bright red straight away. And if you haven't had a period, it's not really ever spoken about. Like, I know it's normal now, but I've never really heard people speak about it. It's actually very normal for it to come through at first in like a dark red or like almost a brown color. That's not unusual. It's definitely something I wish I would have known because I was really concerned something was wrong. Do you have any tips for cramp relief? Ibuprofen is really good. You can get these like specific ibuprofen that are really good. If you're in the UK, you can get them from Wilco. Rapid pain relief tablets, or like the actual name for it is ibuprofen lysine. Lysine, but this is like specifically good for period pain, so it's a lot stronger but it works a lot quicker and it's more effective for me, so I tend to use these on my period. I think it's also known as Feminax. You can get a nice warm bath can help and it will make you feel fresher, or warm shower, hot water bottle, just have snacks and relax, watch a film. Most of the time when I'm on my period, I don't really like going out much or doing anything. I tend to just feel quite tired and drained, and usually I get pretty bad cramps as well, so I just relax in bed. What sanitary products do you recommend? Funny you say that because obviously this video is sponsored by a brand that focuses on environmentally friendly sanitary products. I recommend giving those a go. I also think they'd be quite comfortable for like someone who's just started, because pads and tampons and stuff can be a bit freaky. Is it normal to not have your period when you're 15 years and 4 months old? I mean, everyone gets it at different ages. You can get your period at like 13, or you can get your period when you're like 16. Some people do just start later, and that's totally fine. 15 I wouldn't worry too much about. I've heard of plenty of people who've started later than that. But if you're concerned, you could always speak to a doctor once this coronavirus is over. When you get your period, is it normal to be aggressive? I can definitely relate to this. I get very agitated very easily when I'm on my period. It's fairly known that girls on their time of the month do get a bit more angry, so yeah, it's definitely not to worry about. Have you ever had a bad experience at school? Well, since I only recently actually started getting proper like heavier periods, no. I haven't been to high school in 3 years because I'm now an online schooler, so no, I've never had a bad school experience. First period story. It was in 2018. I was with my mum and nan on a trip in Brighton. We were staying there for a few nights. We'd been out all day and I'd been in pain as well, but I didn't realise it was period pain, obviously. We got back to our Airbnb. I was just chilling in my room, decided I was gonna go have a shower, and then went downstairs into the bathroom. Went to get undressed to get in the shower and realised I'd started my period. The bathroom was downstairs, which was where my mum and my nan was. So I remember I just opened the door a little bit and was like, "Mum, come here." I didn't mind about my nan knowing, but I just wanted to tell my mum first. I didn't want to like announce it. She came to the bathroom and I was like, I think I've started my period. So yeah, I was 13 years old. Told my mum, and then I can't remember if my mum told my nan or I told my nan. I think we kind of both just went out the bathroom and was like, guess what? We didn't make it a massive deal, but both my mum and my nan treated me really nicely and just made sure that I was comfortable. It was actually our last night in Brighton and I didn't have any sanitary products with me, so my mum had to go out at like 8 p.m. and try and find a shop that was open to get sanitary products, which she accomplished. So yeah, that's my first period story, and then I didn't get another period for months. Someone said, if this isn't already in the video, will you consider reusable products? Obviously I'm testing out these underwear in this video, and I think I would try menstrual cup at some point, but it just isn't something that I want to try yet. I really admire people who can do that comfortably and do use them regularly. Obviously they're much better for the environment. How do I deal with heavy periods and bleeding through my clothes? This is why mostly on my heavy days I just stay indoors and have a bunch of tampons and sanitary products on standby to constantly be changing them if I need to. Just make sure you have a bunch of spares. Try and stay indoors on your like heaviest days if you do get really heavy periods. Is it normal to throw up? I've never had that experience. I have felt like queasy on my period, but not everyone gets that, and it is like fairly normal to feel a bit queasy. I have known previously of people who throw up on their periods, which is actually because they had a condition called endometriosis. I'd do a bit of research onto that because it could be that you're struggling with the same thing. I'd also recommend speaking to a GP just to make sure everything's okay. Final question, are tampons a good thing to use when you first start, or would pads be a better option? I would say definitely pads to start off with. Everyone is different. If you feel comfortable using a tampon straight away, then do that. I know I definitely wouldn't have done. So really it's just whatever you feel comfortable with. Thank you guys for your input and questions. If you'd like another video on this kind of topic, then I'd be happy to make one. I'm now going to sign off this bit of the video, and the next clip will be me reviewing the underwear. Good morning. So I started my period yesterday. I decided to try out the underwear today because day 2 is usually my heaviest. I'm actually a week early, which is like even earlier than usual for me. Love that. Yesterday my flow was light all day, and then in the evening it was like a little bit heavier but not too bad. This morning hasn't been that heavy so far, but it's only the morning. I put the underwear on about an hour ago. It's currently 11 o'clock, so I'm just going to test them throughout the day. Also, I've got coconut oil in my hair, and this is like my PJs, so don't mind the appearance and the greasy looking hair. But I'm going to keep documenting throughout the day if there's anything to update on or like how they're holding up. So yeah, I'll keep you in the loop. So it's now 4:20 in the afternoon. The underwear haven't leaked at all. I've been on like a medium flow. It's not been that heavy, but it's also not been really light. Pretty average, but haven't had any accidents. My clothes are still clean and I'm feeling pretty comfortable. They're starting to feel like they're getting kind of like full and need changing. So just for comfort levels, so I'm not like sitting in gross underwear, I think I'm going to change them in the next like half an hour. But this testing's gone really well. I'll definitely be using these in the future. Usually on my second day by this time, I would have used about 3 to 4 sanitary products. So the fact I've got to 4:30 in the afternoon and I haven't had to change since I woke up is really nice. And they are feeling comfortable, so to be honest, I could probably leave them on longer. But I think just so I don't get to the point where they do maybe start leaking, I'm going to change them now. Anyway, thank you guys for watching this video. If you did enjoy it and if it was informative, please hit the thumbs up button. Thank you so much to Lilova for sending over these underwear. 100% will be using them every period because they are so comfortable and so good. They'll be linked down below if you want to check them out. And yeah, I'll see you all next time. Mwah. Goodbye.